Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. We are with our level 50 Stalker Tiger Shrike, who is max level. Can't gain any more experience. We have 43 million influence. And I have gone ahead and slotted in. All the powers are now slotted. Um, we've got triple recharge enhancers on Hasten, which brings Hasten's recharge down to 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes 47 seconds. It runs for 2 minutes, so that means you can have it up more than half the time if you want. I've recharged Burnout, so that recharges every 21 minutes. We don't use it that much. We've got our focus accuracy down to 0.39 endurance a second, so we've got it down to half the endurance cost, and we've got revive on a 3.5 minute recharge. And our character is pretty well done. So let's just take a look at the builds. This is our level 50 single origin, primarily single origin enhancer build. Um, on most of the attacks, we have a single accuracy, a single recharge, a single endurance reducer, and then triple damage. On Assassin's Claw, we don't have the endurance reducer because I want double accuracy because I want that to hopefully never miss, although you've seen it certainly does sometimes because you can't guarantee a hit. And then we have extra accuracy and less recharge on Shockwave because I don't use Shockwave that much, so it doesn't need to recharge that fast. When I do use it, since it's an area effect, I want it to try to hit everything, and so that's why I've got double accuracies on it. On the secondary side, we have only a single slot in hide because it only gives you 2% defense, and so even if I triple slotted it, it would only go up to like 3.5%. It's not worth triple slotting it. Reconstruction and dull pain are both triple recharge, triple heal, so we've doubled the amount of healing and halved the amount of recharge time. We've got fast healing, triple slotted. We've got integration with a single endurance reducer, which drops it down to 0.2 a second, and 3 heal, so that helps us with our regeneration. We've got our resilience triple slotted. Instant healing is 6 slotted with triple recharge, triple heal, so it heals them as much as possible, and it recharges every 5 minutes. In fact, it'll recharge even better if we have hasten running, and then we have moment of glory and revive with a single recharge. In the inherents, we have triple slotted both stamina and health so that they are maxed out, so basically doubling them, 95% increase, almost doubling. We've got hasten triple slotted, so we've got it almost halved in terms of the amount of time. And we have focus accuracy triple slotted for endurance reduction, and we have physical perfection 6 slotted, giving us doubled endurance and health regeneration. So in case you're interested in how to do a build like this, how to run a character like this with single origins, I've got a few generic invention enhancers on here, but it doesn't change the design at all, right? I mean, you could easily have this be a single origin enhancer, and easily have these guys be single origin enhancers. They do essentially the same thing. All right, so we are with Tina McIntyre, and we go to her, and she says, Bobcat, that's the character we captured in the last mission, mentioned that Neuron was already using the software. Our communication channels might already be compromised. If I were you, I'd portal directly into Neuron's HQ and stop whatever insane plan he has cooked up. We don't have much time to piece together exactly what he might be doing, so I'm going to call Maria Jenkins and see if she'll send one of her personal friends along to help. So this is another one of these missions where we're going to have an NPC joining us. And so now we're going to go into the portal. And this is one of our last episodes with this character, guys. I was chatting with my supergroup about how things worked in live because I've only ever seen the post 50 content in the original game, before there were inventions, and certainly before there were incarnate powers. And then I've seen the incarnate stuff in Homecoming. And so apparently, one of the reasons for veteran levels is that, and I noticed this on Homecoming, you don't have to do any quests or special trials to get incarnate rewards, incarnate experience. You just get it. Once you're 50th level, you just start getting incarnate experience, and eventually your incarnate powers will unlock. Apparently in live it didn't work that way, and you can't get your incarnate rewards absent doing something like the incarnate trials. So since they don't have that, and I'm not going to be doing the incarnate trials, I don't think we're going to be doing incarnate powers with this character. And that's a shame because I wanted to actually show how that works, but I'm not interested in doing trials, and I wouldn't be able to really film them if I did anyway because you can't record that stuff. It's why are these guys only +1? You can't record that stuff because it's too distracting to try and record, and I wouldn't do that with a group. because I wouldn't want to get them killed. You know, it's one thing if I get killed because I'm being distracted and talking, whatever, who cares? But I wouldn't want to get the whole group killed, and I wouldn't want to screw up or cause a failure of our run of the trial. Alright, so we need to delete Vanguard software and defeat Neuron. So we deleted Vanguard software, so now we just have to defeat Neuron. So let's see if we can find him. Because again, in case we can't beat him at this level, with it being +1 or +2, should be +2. In case we can't beat him, there's no point in fighting all these guys and then finding out we can't beat the boss. I think we should be able to take him out. We have plenty of luck. Also, there really isn't any reason to try and get XP. All we're getting is influence now, and we don't really need any influence since we have all our enhancements, right? And realistically, we need massive amounts of influence to get anything like an invention, and there's really no point to doing that on this character because she's basically done. So, yeah, there isn't really much more content to do with her, so I don't actually feel bad about stopping her at level 50. But we do want to finish this story arc, and this will be our final story arc with Tiger Shrike. This is a lot of bad guys to fight if we can't just defeat Neuron. It doesn't say to defeat all, so we'll have to see. Okay, so where is he? There he is. Is there anybody around? Alright, so we don't want this guy getting involved. We'll thin the herd a little bit, and then we'll go after Neuron. So he is +1. He's only +1? Oh, well, he shouldn't be in any trouble at all if he's only +1. Oh, so this guy's orange because he's a lieutenant. I thought I just took out a minion before. I wasn't paying attention. I saw orange. I know I'm supposed to be in a +2 mission. But for some reason, it's only +1. Maybe because we took it right before we leveled. Maybe because we just leveled. I don't know. Yeah, because this isn't... We didn't go back to the contact. And so the way this works is like if you're working on a mission for a contact and you get a sequence of missions, I don't think it... If you level bump, if you gain a level in the middle, I don't know if it bumps those missions until you go back to the contact and then it'll reset him to your level. So that may be what's going on here. Okay, so instant healing, hasten. Start with 5 luck. I thought he could see me the last time I fought him. We should be okay. Make sure we hit. Again, missing. There we go. Now we gotta watch out for the endurance, because he will suck our endurance if he hits. Let's pacify. That is some nice damage. So we're doing pretty good damage to him. See if we can do a little bit more. Trying to keep an eye on those purples when they start flashing. Ah, we beat him. And we got a clue. Which says, Neuron's final words is he mentioned that his plan was already underway. That is an exciting clue. I really feel like this is very lazy. It's almost like somebody, whoever was doing this was just so tired of writing clues that they're like, I'm just going to write one sentence. Alright, so we call Maria Jenkins. And now this should set the missions back to 52, I hope. It says, I'm worried about what Neuron meant. If Emperor Cole is planning something, we definitely don't need it to be a surprise. Part 5. Now, there are 10 parts to this, so at this point, after this mission, we'll be halfway done. I really wonder what Emperor Cole has up his sleeves. I mean, I want to think we stopped whatever plan he had cooked up, but I have a bad feeling that we may have just accelerated his timetable. Positron has been doing his own investigation and believes that there is a clue to Cole's plan somewhere on Warrior Earth. Place where the Battle Maiden and Valkyrie get their powers. He wants you to go there and investigate. My guess is we're going to have to fight both of them, so I'm going to need to refresh my inspirations. Yeah, so guys, I guess what I'm going to do, I mean, it's kind of silly, but since we've already done one run through with just SOs, I guess what I'm going to do is do inventions as much as I can for Nightmare Lass. And in order to get that done, what I'll do is send some influence her way from Tiger Shrike. I mean, I won't give her 43 mil, but I'll send some her way. You know, start her out with a couple mil so that she can buy whatever she wants. And then as she gets into things, if I need money, I'll just send it to her. And we also have some orange salvage I could send to her as well. She can put in her vault, and then if she needs to craft anything, we've got it. Again, because the auction house is anemic here, and not something that you can... Wait, was this the right way? No. Not something that you can... at least easily without massive farming, not something that you can use to build a lot of enhancement sets. Too bad I can't send her reward merits. Because if I could send her reward merits, I would send her all of mine, and maybe she'd have enough to buy an ATO set, which I certainly don't, because you need 2,500 reward merits. And I have like 900. So is there a boss back here? No. Alright, so we just got to look for the clue. I assume it's going to be a glowy. I hope it isn't. We have to defeat everybody on this map. That'll be an autocomplete. Even though this character's near the end of her lifetime, and I don't want to cut it short by auto-completing missions, I am not going to defeat every single mob on this map. That would be insane. That's just silly. Are these guys +2? They are +2. Okay, so it has, did it reset? Yeah, so it's 52 now. So that was level 51 because it was the next mission without going to a contact. Alright, so we've seen how far this goes. There's a glowy right there. Are you kidding me? Right at the beginning? Wonder if that's the only one. That's it? Okay. What clue do we get? There's a dimensional resonator. Battle Maiden's minions were setting this up. Okay. And we found a recipe. What'd we get? I don't even know. Positron's Blast. Yeah, we don't really... Well, I mean, I guess I could use that. Does it increase... It does increase accuracy. Okay, yeah, Positron's Blast isn't so bad. I don't need a level 37 version of it, though. I gotta sell most of these. But let's talk to Maria. Oh, no. What do we have to do? We have to take the resonator to Tina McIntyre. Okay. So this is interesting. So one of the things, because I was like, wait a minute, I thought we already finished part 5. Yeah, some of these are multi-mission parts. And so even though it says it's 10 parts, there are actually like 15 missions to go on, because sometimes you got to go on another mission like this. This is not much of a mission, you're just talking to Tina McIntyre. But sometimes she'll give you, oh, go to this map, and then you haven't been back to the contact, so you're still in part 5. Right there, so defeat Battle Maiden in Dark Astoria. Okay, should we teleport right there? Not sure what the logic is. I think this is interruptible. I'm not really sure what the logic is on this power of making it take that long to animate. I guess they wanted it. They didn't want you to do it in the middle of a mission, and that ensured that you wouldn't. Okay, so now we need to fight Battle Maiden. We're just defeating Battle Maiden here, so let's take a look for her. I don't know who else is in here. Interesting music. So this is Praetorians. Okay. And I assume Battle Maiden's going to be as far in as you can go. There's a champion of battle. I don't see Battle Maiden in here. So let's head back and try one of the other intersections. Go this way. Yeah, I had an interesting conversation with my my guildmates. I still haven't had the talk I really need to have with the leader of the guild to talk about whether I should just resign from it. But as we were chatting about stuff, I mentioned, oh, you know, I didn't realize that the is this her? No, I didn't realize that the veteran levels were actually done by Leandro. I thought that was something that they put in the last couple issues of the game, and they said, no, no, no. And I said, well, it doesn't really matter, right? I don't really care. And they said, oh, you should. You know, veteran levels make it so much easier to get the incarnate stuff done. I'm like, well, I don't really care about the incarnate stuff. I'm like, but that's what you do at level 50. Yeah, I don't really care. And there she is. Okay. Yeah, to me, level cap has always been kind of, to my mind, the end of the game. For a long time in City of Heroes, it was the end of the game. The only thing you could do at level 50 was repeat the Peregrine Island police missions, which happened later, actually, or keep running Hamadan, which was actually level 40 plus content. Because the original Hamadan raid was the level 40 endgame raid that came out with the launch of the game when they didn't have 50 levels. And then I'm pretty sure, although I've never done a Hamadan raid, I'm pretty sure it stated that you could do it from level 40 up. Will you die? There you go. Let's see if we can pull this guy so I don't have to fight a lieutenant while I'm fighting her. But that was pretty much all there was. And so, yeah, there really wasn't anything to do once you hit level 50. And then they started putting in some of this endgame stuff, and obviously the Incarnate Trials are an example of that. But, yeah, I'm not interested in doing trials and task forces. And there just isn't an infinite number of story arcs. There are infinite missions that you can play over and over again. But if you're not going to gain experience points from them, and you're not going to gain anything at all, I mean, it's not that I don't see the point to doing that. If you could only play one character, I would just keep playing this character. But I want to create, I create another character. I want to play her, right? I'd rather play Nightmare Lass at level 1 and start gaining levels and experience and building new powers and slots and stuff than be with this character who's static. She's not going to change anymore, right? Incarnate powers accepted, of course. But obviously you can't do the incarnate powers in this version of the game because you got to do trials for that, and I don't want to do trials, right? So it's basically the high-level stuff, and this is very typical. The high-level stuff in a lot of MMOs. The high-level stuff in a lot of MMOs is the sort of combat that I really don't enjoy, like forced grouping, raids, stuff like that. I've never been into that. I don't mind doing large group stuff occasionally, but I wouldn't want to do it every day. Like, I had a friend who played World of Warcraft. The guy went raiding every single day to do the daily raids with like 24 or something of his teammates, and I would never have enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I like small group stuff. Like me and 2 friends or 3 friends doing something like this, I'd be all over that. 8-man teams are starting to get a little bit big, but 25-man teams, I just have never really liked that. We did it one time in Star Wars: The Old Republic, and it wasn't for a raid. We were like badge hunting for Explorer badges, and I knew where the badges were, and because I had found them, and so like everybody on the guild, we joined into like what was it, a group of groups? I can't remember how they did it, but there were like 18 of us, and I took them all over a couple of the maps and showed them um, where the badge locations were, and that was really fun. But that's the only time I've ever been in a group bigger than 8 that I can remember, and I've certainly never done it in City of Heroes. Okay, so she says using other dimensions as staging grounds. Doing that gives them even more of an edge against us. Part 6. So let's see, what time are we on here? 20 minutes, okay, so we can do part 6. Tina McIntyre and I were looking up those other dimensions that the Praetorians frequent. Night Star has that nighttime dimension, and Black Swan has that version of the Shadow Shard she created. Tina said she opened a portal to the Shadow World, and a whole slew of the living Shadow minions of Black Swan streamed out. They're all over the Portal Corp, causing trouble. I need you to get there ASAP. Okay, so we need to go to Portal Corp, which we can do by going to Ouroboros. By the way, this Dark Astoria, we haven't seen with this character. That's the way Dark Astoria is now. It's not the Echo. The Echo is the way Dark Astoria was during Live. They changed Dark Astoria to be a level 45 plus zone, and it's got all kinds of supposedly endgame content, but I don't really like the stories in there, so I'm not planning on doing them. And again, there's kind of no point to doing them because we can't gain experience, we can't gain pretty much anything, we don't need influence. So, I mean, if I loved those stories, I'd be all over it and I would do them, and I might even film doing them, but since I don't like the stories, yeah, I'm not doing those. Oh wow, they got some carnies over here. I've never seen carnies over there before. Not that there were a lot of them. What were there, 4? Go Hunt 65, yeah. I will say, at least with some of these newer arcs, they don't do that anymore, and I do like that. That they don't make you just randomly hunt things. On the other hand, I hate the NPCs so much that I might rather do a street hunt, to be honest, than lead NPCs around a mission. Okay. So, now, we are saving Portal Corp, which is over there. Silly me, I assumed when they said save Portal Corp, they meant, like, actually at Portal Corp. I guess Portal Corp has a branch office over here. And of course, the reason they do this is because all the doors in Portal Corp lead to the portals, and there are no doors in Portal Corp that they can use for mission doors. Right, the portals are mission doors, but it wouldn't make sense to go through a portal to do this, since conceptually, in character, this is happening on our Earth. So we need to destroy the portal device to the Shadow Earth. Oh, I think I remember this. Oh, these guys can see me too, so gotta watch out. They're not super powerful, but I think they debuff your 2-hit, which is always bad. Let's take a look. Yeah, minus accuracy. Alright, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I think there's a cutscene, so let's just go ahead and clear this out. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember with Silver Phoenix how this worked, but I feel like there was some sort of a cutscene here to get to the Shadow device. I might be wrong about that. But if I feel like there was something where, because you see how it started on fire, and I feel like there was something where we had to like run the heck out of here as the base burned down. And if that's true, we don't want to be trying to run out while we've got shadows shooting at us. Shadow Maul, oh man, that is such a cool power. These guys do some pretty good damage for +2s. Just minions. Still one of my favorite melee attacks ever. And I've still never played a character that has it. I think I'm not going to probably do any more than Nightmare Lass, because I think you guys, by the time we do that character and we finish the villain side of the game, will have seen the whole game from me between Silver Phoenix's character and Nightmare Lass. So I don't really know that we need to do any more characters except Nightmare Lass, at least for me doing them on screen. But I probably will create some sort of a Shadow Punch guy, you know, like some kind of a Shadow Melee brute or something, because it is really cool. I want that power. It's such a cool power. Oh, there's the lieutenant. Okay. Yeah, I really don't remember this mission very well. Destroy the portal device to the Shadow Earth. I feel like we went through it, or there was like this thing where I thought there was an NPC with me and it like died trying to just close the portal, but maybe that's in another chapter. Wow, these guys are +3s, okay. I'm guessing we're going to need to go down the elevator behind us, but let's see what's over here. Yeah, this is just junk. There's nothing in here of interest. So we'll head over to the elevator and go to the next level. It's interesting, some of the guys have seen me and some of them haven't. Oh, I hear somebody talking. Just a minor shadow, though. Kind of makes me think of D&D. The shadow is an undead creature in D&D. In the old days, I think it would drain levels from you. They were pretty powerful. Like, they're pretty powerful if you're a first level party. They aren't powerful if you're a high level party. And there is the portal device. Where's the boss? I guess there aren't any bosses. That's a little disappointing, but okay. Okay, just move around so that that's not in the way, that portal effect. And this will end this mission, I believe. Yep. I'm surprised this wasn't a defeat all. Because usually when, you know, a company's being invaded by bad guys, you have to defeat everybody. And she says it's probably a good idea if you check out the Shadow Earth of Black Swan. If our suspicions are correct, we could be facing a massive invasion soon. But we're not going to do that today. We have 4 parts left, I believe, right? Because this is part 7, right? So 7, 8, 9, and 10, I believe. So we have 4 parts left. We will either have 1 or 2 more episodes with this character, and then we're going to move on to Nightmare Lass. Until then, I am Scrapperlock. This has been City of Heroes Rebirth.